The fluorescent lights of Serenity Greens' organic market hummed with the smug, judgmental buzz of self-righteousness. To Victoria Thorne, they weren't just illuminating overpriced kale and artisanal kombucha, they were casting a harsh, unforgiving spotlight on the sheer incompetence festering beneath this facade of mindful consumption. She stood, ramrod straight in her perfectly tailored ivory linen pantsuit, dry clean only, naturally, clutching her limited edition, ethically sourced, but still outrageously expensive, vegan leather tote like a shield. Her designer sunglasses perched atop her meticulously highlighted hair, a beacon of her status even indoors. It had started so simply. A quest for the perfect organic, free-range, pasture-raised, omega-3 enriched, heritage breed brown eggs. Not the sad, pale imitations in the main cooler, but the premium carton, the one with the little gold seal and the story about the hens meditating to Mozart. She'd seen them just last Tuesday. Today. Gone. Vanished. Replaced by conventional eggs. In the organic section. The sheer audacity. Her initial inquiry to a young stalker, a boy with floppy hair and a name tag reading Eli, or possibly Elias, but who had time for pleasantries, was met with a shrug and a mumbled, "No, ma'am. Maybe sold out." Sold out? At 10:17 a.m. on a Wednesday? Preposterous. This wasn't some discount bin at Big Lots, this was Serenity Greens. They owed her those eggs. They knew her. She was a platinum tier member of their Mindful Muncher loyalty program. She practically funded their kombucha bar. Sold out is not an acceptable answer, Victoria stated, her voice dropping to the low, dangerous register she reserved for underlings who failed to grasp the magnitude of their inadequacy. I require the manager. Immediately. Eli shuffled off, looking relieved to escape her laser-focused disapproval. Victoria used the moment to survey the scene, her gaze sweeping over the other shoppers like a queen assessing her unruly subjects. A woman in yoga pants examining avocados with suspicious intensity. Amateur. A man comparing prices on quinoa. Plebeian. They didn't understand the standards required. They didn't demand excellence like she did. Finally, Margot emerged from the back. Margot was the store manager, a woman whose perpetually weary expression suggested she'd seen too many Victorias and not enough vacation days. Her name tag was slightly crooked, a subtle sign of her crumbling authority. "Ma'am. Eli said you needed assistance." Margot's voice was carefully neutral, but Victoria detected the faintest tremor of apprehension. "Good. Assistance?" Victoria scoffed, the sound sharp as breaking glass. "This is far beyond mere assistance, Margot. This is a catastrophic failure of basic customer service and inventory management. I came here specifically for the Golden Yolk Heritage eggs. The premium ones. The ones with the certification and the story about the hens enrichment program. They are not here. Instead, you have these." She jabbed a perfectly manicured finger towards the offending carton of standard organic eggs. "This is bait and switch. False advertising. I have half a mind to report you to the Better Business Bureau and the Department of Agriculture." Margot took a deep breath, the practiced calm of someone who'd weathered this storm before. "Ma'am, I sincerely apologize. We did have a shipment issue with the Golden Yolk eggs this morning. The farm had unexpected difficulties with their Mozart playlist system, apparently. We're expecting a new delivery this afternoon." "This afternoon?" Victoria's voice rose an octave, drawing glances from nearby aisles. "I needed them now. For my daughter's birthday brunch. A very important event. Do you have any idea the level of planning that goes into such an occasion? The expectations? Serving subpar eggs? It's unthinkable. It's common. Perhaps I could offer you a rain check. Or maybe a discount on another premium product." Margot offered weakly, already knowing the answer. "A discount?" Victoria laughed, a brittle, humorless sound. Do I look like I need a discount? I need perfection. I need what I paid for when I chose Serenity Greens over that dreadful megamart. I pay a premium for reliability. For excellence. And what do I get? Incompetence. Negligence. Hens deprived of their classical music therapy. She slammed her tote bag down on the nearby display of overpriced sea salt, sending a few artisanal soap bars clattering to the floor. This is unacceptable. Utterly unacceptable. A small crowd had begun to gather, drawn by the drama like moths to a particularly furious flame. Victoria relished it. Let them see. Let them witness the consequences of failing Victoria Thorne. I demand to speak to your regional manager, she declared, pulling out her phone with dramatic flourish. Right now. And while you're at it, I want a full refund for my entire loyalty membership. And compensation for the emotional distress this has caused. My daughter's birthday is ruined. Ruined. Margot paled. Ma'am, please, let's not escalate. Escalate? Victoria's eyes blazed. You escalated this the moment you decided my needs were less important than your Mozart-deprived poultry logistics. I have connections, Margot. Important people. People who matter. Do you know who my husband plays squash with? Do you? She didn't wait for an answer, already furiously scrolling through her contacts, her thumb hovering over a name that probably belonged to someone who managed a mid-level regional bank branch, but in Victoria's mind, was practically the CEO of the universe. Just then, a small, trembling voice piped up from near the kombucha taps. It was Zoe, Margot's teenage daughter, who sometimes helped out after school. She clutched a small, slightly dented carton. Mom. I found these in the back cooler. They were behind the expired kombucha. They look, kinda cold. Victoria's head snapped towards the girl. The carton. The golden yolk carton. But, dented? And found behind expired kombucha. The horror. Those are contaminated. Victoria shrieked, recoiling as if the carton itself emitted toxic fumes. They've been near expired product. They're tainted. Unfit for human consumption. Especially not for my daughter's delicate palate. You expect me to serve eggs that have been breathing the same air as spoiled fermented tea? She turned back to Margot, her face a mask of righteous fury. This is beyond negligence. This is a health hazard. I'm calling the health inspector. I'm calling the news. I'm calling everyone. Margot looked utterly defeated, tears welling in her eyes. Zoe shrunk back, looking like she wanted the earth to swallow her whole. The small crowd murmured, some shaking their heads, others filming discreetly on their phones. Victoria stood tall amidst the wreckage of her expectations, the fluorescent lights glinting off her designer sunglasses. She had won. She had exposed the rot at the heart of Serenity Greens. They would remember Victoria Thorne. They would fear her name. She would not rest until justice was served, in the form of groveling apologies, free groceries for a year, and possibly a personal written guarantee from the CEO about the hen's musical enrichment schedule. She swept her tote bag off the floor, straightened her impeccable linen jacket, and fixed Margot with a look of icy, unyielding contempt. Consider this matter far from over, she hissed, her voice dripping with the venom of 1,000 slighted entitlements. I will be back. And next time, I'll bring my lawyer. With a final, dramatic swirl of her hair, Victoria Thorne turned and strode out of Serenity Greens, leaving behind a trail of shattered sea salt, traumatized staff, and the lingering, acrid scent of pure, unadulterated Karen. The symphony of her outrage echoed in the suddenly too quiet organic market, a chilling reminder that in the kingdom of consumerism, some queens demand not just service, but absolute, trembling submission. And woe betide the store that fails to provide it.